So up in the ring as the bell sounds, we've got Rick Steiner, erstwhile partner of Bulldog Buzz Sawyer, and we've got Chavo Guerrero, who has just hit that canvas and bounced up with alacrity. In this event, to continue the action here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, we have referee Tommy Gilbert, and we have the power of Rick Steiner, the assistance of Buzz Sawyer, and Chavo Guerrero is well aware that he's in for a troublesome battle. Now, as he swings around, a beautiful flying head scissor. He came around from the rear, caught the leg behind the head and sent him forward, and then clipped him properly. Here at ringside, Jim Ross. Jim Ross, the voice of Universal Wrestling Federation, and the man who is all wound up over the huge tournament that's going to take place here in the Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday, the 30th of May. That's going to make a great holiday weekend.
It's going to make a great holiday weekend. I know how I'm going to spend at least a portion of my Memorial Day weekend right here in the beautiful city of Houston, Texas. And Chavo Guerrero involved in the tournament with Buzz Sawyer. The first round, boy, that's going to be a classic battle. And we've got Buzz Sawyer right over here at ringside. I guess there's no better place to get a scouting report right here at ringside firsthand.
And he's looking closely, but they're not going into the ring as strangers, as you well know.
Exactly.
They have
right.
battered each other over every bit of this canvas, but there will be a new element added because the winner on Friday, the 30th of May, advances in the tournament to the next bracket, and Chavo is the kind of a guy who knows what a tournament means.
He certainly does, and the winner of the Buzz Sawyer-Chavo Guerrero match will go against either the big Russian Korchenko or Dr. Death Steve Williams. So this tournament, I tell you, we can't say enough about it. We hope that everybody will come out. I know that we've gotten calls in our office in Bixby, Oklahoma from fans all over the country planning on being here on the 30th of May. We certainly hope that the folks at home watching us here on Channel 39 will make plans on joining us as well.
Well, I'll tell you, they will see the greatest one night of action that they have ever seen, because the pairings have been phenomenal, and we are pleased with the reaction of fans. This is the kind of wrestling action that shows all wrestlers at their best. They've got to be good to be in it, and they get rewarded if they are able to advance, and they certainly lose a lot when they are eliminated, and this is a single elimination. One loss puts a man out, and there is a kick in the back of the head that could put Rick Steiner out. He clobbered him. He hit him around there with that forward part of his foot and belted him down to the canvas. The conference there between Buzz Sawyer and Rick Steiner was directed mainly at what Rick Steiner should do next to Chavo Guerrero. Well, I should think there would be some time spent telling him how to avoid what Chavo Guerrero is going to do to him.
Well, Chavo's so darn quick, you can see it coming sometimes and not do anything about it. And I tell you, I was talking with Chavo prior to the match here tonight, and he was really looking forward to this match. There's a big score to be settled. They used a chain on him on the Universal Wrestling Federation not too long ago, and Chavo doesn't forget things very easily. He's got that hot-blooded temperament, and he's in a very precarious position now. Because that Steiner, you know, we were talking about him, Paul, here a while back. He is a phenomenal-looking specimen, Rick Steiner, and he's just a rookie in pro wrestling. He's got a magnificent future ahead of him.
Well, for a magnificent future, hooked up to Buzz Sawyer, he is going to have to be at his best all the time, because Buzz Sawyer never stops trying. Here you see Steiner holding up in the corner, wanting a fair chance to rise up to his feet, complaining that he's been kicked. But those are the things that happen, and actually he is complaining because he was beaten to the kick. Chavo knows what to do in cases of a free-wielded foot. Chavo backed up in the corner, and Rick Steiner trying to use that corner as a means of keeping him bottled up. It didn't work out that way, but I'll tell you now that Chavo, at the 5-minute mark, is able to clamp on that arm bar and make it count. The twist, the rise up to the defeat was a perfect sense of balance on Rick Steiner's part. A little thing, but it tells you what a man knows about his wrestling. And he knows plenty.
One thing I might add is that next week here on the program, we're going to hear some very special interviews from Michael Hayes. And he'll be with us next week, and he's got some very definite thoughts on the tournament on the 30th. The Freebirds, there are 3 of them in the tournament. And I'm anxious to hear what Michael Hayes' comments are next week here on Channel 39 about that. And we've got a little problem out here right now.
Well, Chavo Guerrero has just been dropped on the iron railing behind the ring here. That railing you see near his head. And he was dropped down face first and hit in his chest and his throat. And as the referee jumps out of here and accuses Buzz Sawyer tells the fans who are screaming that they were lying, and Gilbert is in a dilemma.
Well, the referee's in a very precarious position. If he'd have seen the maneuver that Buzz Sawyer did, then it would have been an automatic disqualification. Which in the tournament, if you're disqualified, you're eliminated. And Sawyer is really taking liberties on Chavo Guerrero. They've got some serious bad blood. Guerrero and Buzz Sawyer is getting to be a very, very physical and volatile situation. Ironically enough, they have been paired in the first round of the tournament on May the 30th. This roof will come off, I can guarantee you, when Guerrero and the Mad Dog hook it up.
That is only part of it, because the action, that same thread of action, will continue all through the night. Steiner sets him up. He drives down on that chest, the same area where he hit with his full force down on top of this iron railing behind us. And as Steiner comes in, gets a reverse chin lock, bends Chavo's head forward, keeps the weight on there, and adds to the difficulties of the Mexican star. And Chavo is trying to get that head in a position where he can get rid of that excruciating problem of being choked.
Yeah, and Buzz Sawyer was holding the foot of Rick Steiner. Sawyer blatantly breaks the rules every time he gets the opportunity, and Chavo's in one heck of a predicament here. Rick Steiner's enough to take care of one-on-one without the Mad Dog interfering, not just mentally, but he's been interfering, as we've seen, very physically with Chavo as this thing has progressed.
And it'll progress further. Chavo now trying to elbow his way out of it, trying to use it in the midsection where it'll help. And Chavo hit hard into that turnbuckle that time. And you see Steiner's trying to set him up now for more problems. That's one of the inventions of modern wrestling that has proven to be doubly dangerous, that garroting effort to remove a man's head from his body. One day somebody might succeed. And hard landing. And there is a red mark across the chest of Chavo Guerrero where he just landed on that rope. It's the same area where he landed on the rail fence behind us.
It sure was, and that was an interesting point. Buzz Sawyer was really chastising his protege that when he used the lateral press to grapevine that leg. Good advice by Buzz Sawyer. Steiner had done it, he may have beaten Chavo Guerrero right here, which I think would have to be an upset here at the Sam Houston Coliseum.
The drop kicks of Chavo Guerrero have won for him the world's junior heavyweight title, so you know the force that comes behind it. And he likes to use that too. He figures that it's liable not to miss. So it's a wallop in the jaw for Chavo, but he's got to watch out. Well, a beautiful maneuver by Chavo Guerrero, as hard to follow as you can imagine. And in comes Buzz Sawyer, and as they start wailing away, we've got Buzz Sawyer he was failing to absorb the punishment that was thrown at him by Chavo Guerrero. Now we've got two of them against the one. We're going to get a double effort at the back body slam, the double suplex, if you will, and the slam down into the canvas. And Buzz Sawyer maneuvers out into that ring to try to put Chavo on the injured and disabled list. There's no question about that as they try. And he caught them both. He knocked both of them down. He is out in the audience and armed with a chair, ready to come back and even things up against these unchained animals, as my friend Jim Ross would say.
Well, I'll tell you what, when these two get together on the 30th of May, I said it once before, the roof's going to come off the Coliseum. That's just one of the great matches you're going to see. What an event, Guerrero and Buzz Sawyer.
There was the winner. Rick Steiner. Chavo Guerrero is the winner of the battle, but Rick Steiner refuses to acknowledge it. We tell you, we'll be back here in a moment after we have this word.